What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 121 of The Road to Glory, here with FC United of Manchester. Hopefully you guys are good. Since the last episode, not a lot's happened. You may remember last episode I was like, hey guys, going to be a while till the next episode, trying to space things out, plough through this save quicker. But then a fixture came up that I forgot about, and it was, well, the World Club Championship came up. We won the semi-final, and today we have the final of that. So, since the last episode, there's been a handful of games to tell you guys about. As you can see here, really impressive performances all in all. Just a quick look at the Champions League ones. We won 6-1 against Basel. That cemented our place top of our group and guaranteed to get a good seeding for the knockout stage, which was good. And then on the back of this, we then got a 2-0 win against Rubin Kazan. Good performance. Peyrod and Serra with the goals in that game. And then in the league, 2 wins. In fact, no, a win and a draw. The win coming away against Newcastle. Watanabe, I can never say that guy's name, it's Japanese, leave me alone. And then Serra and Peyrod getting goals also. As you can see here, dominated the game. We drew with Liverpool as well. A little bit of a disappointing one considering how much we dominated the game. If I just show you Liverpool's fixtures, they've been very impressive. They beat Arsenal 6-0, which was a massive favour for us. And so we hit them at a fairly tricky time. And to get a draw away, I was pretty happy. To get a draw at home, I was happy with. Would have been amazing to get the win, but one of those things. In the World Club Championship semi-final, 4-0 win. Peyrod getting 3 goals and an assist. The team around him pretty rotated. I was happy just to kind of play a weakened side. It worked in our favour. There was no major downside to it, and we won 4-0. Today we play against Fluminense, a result I expect us to win, and then I'm also going to be doing the Manchester United tie as well. So 2 games for the price of 1 this episode. But all in all, very happy with our team's performances. Looking at the league table, obviously, as I mentioned, Arsenal slipped up, and as a result of that, QPR are currently top of the league. I should point out at this moment in time we have 2 games in hand. If we win both of them, we would go top of the league, so there is that. Obviously, we've got the game against Manchester United as well coming up, so that's going to be an interesting one also. But all in all, we go into today's game against Fluminense with a semi-rotated side. The reason for that being, of course, is that I do have, as I mentioned before, another game immediately after this against Manchester United, which is a must-win. And so it's going to be a tricky one. I'm actually going to make a few more changes than I have initially here, just because I am now aware that I have got this extra fixture coming up, and I feel as if we can probably play a semi-rotated side and still get a result today. And I'd certainly expect us to be able to do that, given kind of, I guess, our team's quality and the lack of quality that perhaps Fluminense have. Obviously, we do have a lot of injuries, you can see here. A lot of players out. Smallish squad now. I tried to streamline the squad last season. I feel as if we have players that can play pretty much every position that we need players to play in. But just one of the downsides, I suppose, that has been that with 6 injuries in the starting 11, we have been hit hard by, I guess, injuries, and just in general, it's been tricky for us. So, let's get into today's game. Fluminense, it is at the Estadio Azteca, I don't know, it's in Mexico, I do believe. Yeah, Mexico City. So, we'll see how we get on today. Fluminense are a good side. You can see they won 7-0 in their semi-final. So this is not an easy game by any means, but it is a big final for us, and I'm hoping we can do some work here. This is one of the few tournaments that I can win with FC United of Manchester that I've not won yet. Obviously, this is a fine opportunity to do so. The other competition being the League Cup, which we are still in, so there's hope that we can hopefully win that. And that would mean that we've won every major domestic title that a club can have. But this is going to be a tricky tie. Fluminense do have a few good players, and in fact a few players I looked at in the past, but just didn't bring in for one reason or another. So it's not going to be an easy tie, but we have got a chance here from the set piece. Right, whips the ball in, hits the post. Can we get a shot away? No, we can't. Roger hitting the post from that header. Still 0-0 though. Looking at the stats, plenty of chances either way. We've got another set piece here. Maybe Roger can redeem himself, and as I say that, he does redeem himself. 1-0. Good goal for him. Obviously, he hit the post just a second ago. He's cradling the baby for the celebration. 1-0. Good start to the game, and that will be a great result to go in at half-time with, and we deservedly have it. We are on top in this game, so I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Just going to keep emotionally I guess, inspiring the team with these team talks. But no, great first half. Looking at the stats, 60% of possession our way. That is very impressive. At the back three, we've actually got a pretty rotated side of Roger, Matty and Rosales. And we've got a chance here. Go on, Hubner. Oh, misses the one-on-one. Would expect him to bury that. Unfortunate, really. But no, as I said, I've mixed up the back three, and currently we look like we're defending fairly solidly, so that's a good thing. Trying to rotate the squad. Obviously, no Payrod today, so we're showing that we can perform without him. 84 minutes in. I'm just going to make some changes just to keep the legs fresh in midfield. Not even going to need to use Payrod today, it would seem, unless Fluminense have a very late goal left in them. But at the moment, we're performing really well. I think I've just seen a familiar name as well here. We have one. They need to improve that, actually. In FM14, please, can we have slightly more confetti in the cutscene when you win something? Congratulations, boys. That is a great win. I'm happy. I'm not overwhelmed because I think we've matched our expectations in winning this competition. But nevertheless, it's a great, great feeling to know that you are the best club in the world. Just a look at, and let me see if this is a familiar name. Arthur Zinio. You guys, long-term fans of this series, may remember this lad. So we beat him in the final. I totally forgot about this guy until I just saw him appear. He's an okay centre-back. He's not the player that he once was, although, to be fair, we did sell him for £5 million and his value is now £15 million. So maybe he's having the last laugh on that front. But no, 1-0. And then Santos Laguna, who we beat 4-0 in the semi-final, have just won 7-0 against the Egyptian team. Al Aili, I don't know. I'll let someone tell me how to pronounce that name in the comments. That's a double for us this season. Obviously, we did lose the Community Shield to Chelsea this year. So the double is the European Super Cup and the World Club Championship, which is good. But we are still in contention for 3 more trophies. And 3 more trophies I'd certainly like to get my hands on. But you can see here, everyone going mental about the result. Everyone's really happy. We're just having a big party, really. You can see here I'm just scouting a few random players. There was a few players who I was just eyeing up in case there was any hidden gems. Doing my typical regen, poaching antics. This guy looked quite good, but my scout is telling me that he could become a leading Premier League centre-back, but because it's only 2.5 star, probably means he's never going to become anything like any of our centre-backs that we already have. So, not too inspired to make a bid there, but we have got Manchester United in this next game. The league table looks interesting. If we lose it today against Manchester United, it would hurt our chances of winning the league. We'd go 7 points behind Manchester United. So for us, this is a big game. Obviously, last time out and in last episode, we beat Manchester City 2-0. So, again, home against United, I'd like to think we can get a result here. Although United are a tough team, they're our big rivals. We've not got the results in the past against them that perhaps we deserve. I don't think we've only won a handful of games maybe against them. Obviously, we were going to suffer a load of defeats when we first got promoted into the Premier League. But in the last few seasons where we've won the league, the last 2, I don't really remember ever beating Manchester United more than maybe once or twice. So this could be an interesting one. Obviously, I did some rotation that last game, so players like Enrique and Peyrard and Gauthier and Tanguy Horn are all fresh. For the game against United, keeping the spine of the team fresh is really kind of important. So resting the centre-backs, resting the centre attacking mid, kind of the player who makes things happen for us, Peyrard, hopefully going to pay off in our favour. But you can see here 4 players injured for us. Past meetings, I've just clicked on that. There we go, boom. As you can see here, 2 wins and 6 draws, so kind of go with what I've said. We've not lost to them since 2024, so we're going back 3 years to when we last lost to them. But as you can see here, plenty of draws, and the last result did go in our favour. So it's going to be tricky, but I'm hopeful that we can maybe get a result. And then we follow things up with Queen's Park Rangers, which I'm also kind of tempted to commentate. I'll probably do that again this episode. Feeling kind to you guys. That probably means I won't do the Arsenal game. The reason for doing QPR is because they are top of the league. So that is a big game for us. But we are playing today. This is a game in hand for us against United. Hopefully, they maybe are struggling for fitness. They had a game at the weekend, as did we. They were playing in the league, whereas we were in the World Club Championships. But no, we can afford to rotate the side a little bit here. I was actually looking at something the other day, and this was the fact that Gauthier has really dropped off as a player. If I show you him compared to Roger, where's Roger? Here you go, Alexandre Roger. Debatably a better player than Gauthier, very much debatably. I mean, the players are pretty split. Roger is probably technically better, but as you can see here, the mental stats, Gauthier, the reason I keep him in the side. He's a great captain for the team. And then the other player who kind of, I guess, well, the other two players that he's kind of competing with Gauthier for his spot are Matty, which debatably Matty edges it, except the mental stats, which probably throw it in I guess, Gauthier's favour, despite the fact if you look at kind of this map, I suppose, the attributes graph, is it called the polygon? I don't really know. Does it have a name? Let me know down below. You know, Matty probably edges it, and then the other option is Rosales, who again, probably 50-50, you know. It's probably just Gauthier's mentals that leave me inclined to keep him in the team because he is the captain. But he's certainly getting competition for his place from the younger players in the squad. But nevertheless, we look good for today's game. We do have a few injuries to Pavlenko, Pereira. Good to see players like Nazarov and Shaw breaking back into the first team. But all in all, we look like really solid for this game. I'm hoping that we can give a performance to kind of cheer our fans on. They're playing a 4-5-1, pretty conservative by their standards, but I'm hoping we can do something today. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. We're going to tell them to go out and enjoy themselves, trying to get the players fired up. I'm still a little hesitant to use the For the Fans team talk, although Shay Given seems to stand by it a lot. But no, we'll see how we get on today. Looks like Manchester United are going to try and crowd out the midfield in order to dominate the ball more. Only having one player up front makes me think they're pretty happy to play conservatively. Charlie Adam is their manager at the moment, and I don't really rate his ability as a manager in Football Manager, never mind as a potential one in the future on FM. In real life football, I don't really see Charlie Adam managing Manchester United in 2027. 4-5-1 is an odd one to me, only leaving one man up, pretty conservative, and we do have a chance here. Bastian Hubner, go grab the goal, my son. 1-0, good goal in the rain. We are looking good, first shot, first goal. And hopefully we can just defend well now. They're only leaving one man up front, and we've got another chance here. Go on, Peyrard. Go on, my son. But no, I mean, Carlos Vieira being on his own up front, very conservative by them. Makes me think that they're going to try and hit us on the break. But keeping 3 men back at all times should help kind of cope with that. You can see they've got so many men in midfield, but they've not got anyone in that anchor man position. It's given a lot of space for Hubner and Peyrod to operate in because they haven't got a defensive midfielder in. So that's a really nice thing to see. One from this formation that I works so well with is exploiting that little bit of space between the midfield and defence, and when you don't have a man track back, you're asking for trouble against us. But they do have a set piece here. Probably going to eat my own words now as I say we should be comfortable. Oh my gosh, what an effort. I don't know who that was for them, but they've just hit the crossbar from 30 odd yards, but we will get the ball away. Looking at the stats, that crossbar chance was Manchester United's first and only shot on goal. Really good performance so far. We're dominating the midfield battle. Wing-backs obviously are functioning very well for us. Peyrard with the assist and Hubner with the goal. 60% of possession in our favour, and hopefully we can record what would be our third ever win in our history. I guess against Manchester United we do have a chance here potentially. Effort, keeper saves it, but great early pressure coming on from us, but we would like to get a goal here to make our pressure tell. Looking like they've actually made a change and maybe stuck a second forward on. They now have Lofty, who is a German forward who I know because I was eyeing him up at the same time as Bastian Hubner. They've brought him on. Serra tips it over the crossbar. Serra's actually got a knock here, or someone's got a knock. I'm going to do a change in a second, I think. Watanabe, Peyrard, get the ball in the box, my son. Is that a penalty? No, another corner. Piling on pressure here. Yet Manchester United yet to have a shot on target, I should say. Can't even get my words out, but good spell of pressure here by us. Going to make that change. Hubner going to come off. He's taken a knock. He's a little bit injury prone, so Lee Wright, sensible change. No point in exaggerating an injury, making it any worse than it needs to be. And Lee Wright here, the sub, passes it straight back to them. Oh dear, could we live to regret that mistake? You can see here they've switched to a 4-4-2. But Nazarov mopping up very nicely. Just needs to get the ball away now. Will do. Serra, go on, my son. £35 million, and he misses it. He misses it. Oh dear. That's one thing I've noticed. Serra, he's not quite been on song since he came to us just yet. I'm sure he'll get there, but there's just something about him. He's not quite as clinical as I'd hoped for a £35 million former Barcelona player. Still got time to, I guess, make amends for that. We're only 6 months into the season, and it's not as if we're struggling for goals, if I'm honest. It's just there's been a few chances like that he's squandered, and indeed Hubner's squandered a few himself in various games, including today. So that, you know, when I look at our side, the striker area is an area where it's not as strong as our midfield, for example, and we've scored there. Nazarov gets the goal. That'll make it 2-0, but that's great. But what I was just saying about the strikers is we have a fantastic side, and for all the world-class players we have in defence, Matty, Tanguy Horn, Gorfia, these are all world-class players. And again, in the midfield, we have some real talent in Watanabe, Peyrod, Luis Enrique Pereira. We don't lack that kind of world-class striker. Our strike force is a very young team, with the exception of Serra, but we just need that player who's maybe going to grab 30 or 40 a season. And, well, when you've got Peyrod, maybe you don't need that player. But the point I'm trying to make is the fact that I'd love to have someone who's, I want to say, as influential on the pitch as Peyrod up front, and that sounds absolutely unheard of. I think we've got a few players with the potential to be that player. Bastian Hubner springs to mind as a really young player. Zuccolini, who's currently out with a broken shoulder blade, is another one, the target man from Argentina. All players who could potentially really kind of make an impact and become that 30-goal-a-season striker for us. I like the fact that since I've started this ramble about our lack of strikers, we've scored 2 or 3 goals against Manchester United. It's almost as if FM can hear me and is just trying to prove a point and make me look stupid. But no, the point I'm making is we don't lack that kind of clinical, world-class 30 goals a season striker that a lot of teams will have with regens. It's very easy. I want to say it's easy to find those players. It's not, but there seems to be a lot more 30 goal a season strikers, and we're yet to have one. But anyway, 4-0, great result. I probably should be focusing more on the game, but I'm content just rambling to you guys about kind of my thoughts on the team, what to expect. Peyrod with 3 assists that game, in that 4-goal game, and getting a goal in the one he didn't get an assist in. So Peyrod really showing his influence there. As I said, from that centre attacking midfield position, with their lack of an anchorman, he was really able to find some space and really exploit it to the maximum, which is great for him. So that is a great little show. The Peyrod show delights given, of course it does. Looking at the league table, we are 4th now. If we win our game in hand, we will go top on goal difference. We have Queen's Park Rangers in our next game, so that's a big game for us coming up. Hopefully we can get a result there. We're going to be live commenting, why not? Originally I intended to do the World Club Championship, then just as I started recording I saw the Manchester United game was on, and, well, Queen's Park Rangers has appeared out of nowhere. Why not do it? We're on a good run of form, beating Manchester United 4-0 kind of illustrates the point that we're doing well, but I'm hoping we can do even more here. At home against QPR, I mean, it's not going to be easy. They really are a top side, but a game I'm hoping we can win. I believe we also have them in the League Cup coming up. We do. I'm not going to do that League Cup quarter-final, I don't think. We'll just kind of go with que sera, because otherwise I'm going to be here doing a lot of episodes. And as I mentioned last episode, this series is starting to unwind with FM14 around the corner. I just want to try and play as much of this save as I can and kind of get as far into the future as I can, in a way that I guess means that there's some closure to this series. So the idea being that I can get 2 or 3 years into the future. I mean, if we win the league this year, it would be a bit of closure in some respects, because it would be our 3rd time winning the league in a row. Bastian Hubner is out from that injury, pulled hamstring. He'll be able to get through that, I should think. But no, as I was just saying, you know, this save's starting to unwind. We're getting to that stage of the year, and it's sad because I love this save. But in reality, FM14 is around the corner, I suppose, and we've got to look ahead and kind of, I guess, cast an eye to the future in many regards with what is going to potentially be around the corner. Just promoting a few players here for a bit of a temporary period, because we lack any strikers on the bench. We've got a lot of injuries and a lot of strikers who are injured. In fact, we've got 2 strikers injured and 1 out on loan. Owen Carey, he's been at the club a while, this guy. He's out on loan at the moment. He's improved a lot, and he's playing a lot of first-team football. Despite being injured. He got injured, which is a bit of a downer, but he's a quality player, and I'd love to be able to play him a little bit, because he is a byproduct of our academy from, 6 years ago, so he's been at the club a while. He deserves a chance. But today we've got a game against QPR, and as you can see here, Payrod wants a rest. So because of that, I'm going to make a bit of a risk here. I'm going to give Carl Klaus a run out, and if you don't know who Carl Klaus is, I've played him a few times, but this guy is the future of English football. Quality centre-forward, I should say. Real class act. He scored a lot of goals. I think he scored in the FA Cup semi-final last year. Let's give him a run out today. Let's see what he can do. We are playing QPR at home. It's going to be a tricky game. Some of the players struggling with fitness, but there's players who I'm just going to risk here. They're not necessarily unfit, but they're just lacking a bit of, condition. So hopefully we can, do okay here. I know Abaga is struggling, but we have got options on the bench at half-time potentially. But I want to try and play the strongest 11 I can. This team did amazingly against, United. The only change being that I've taken out the guy who got 3 assists and a goal last game, which to some might seem a little bit silly, but we do okay without Payrod. He's not the be-all or end-all of the team. I'm going to say this now and we're going to lose, and my point's totally going to be kind of proven. I just want to draw attention to the fact that I had 4 players go for the header on the back post then. If you rewind that and watch that goal back, that is one of the things that annoys me about FM sometimes. 4 players going for 1 cross, and they've got another chance here. Maybe Payrod is going to have to come on off the bench at half-time. That said, we have got a chance here. Watanabe bringing the ball forward. Fred through Serra. Carl Klaus is in the centre. He's there. Abaga's there as well. That is why I played him. Centre attacking mid. Playing at right mid, box to box. He does that job superbly. Lacking match fitness, but still able to get a goal for us. And he's on the ball again here, Abaga. He's a class player, Abaga. Young Spanish international at the age of 20, and Serra's here as well. Speaking of Spanish internationals, Serra wants to get in on the action. 2-1. Great goal for him. We are looking very good here. Great little comeback. I was contemplating bringing Payrod on, but we've just got 2 goals in 2 minutes. I'm just going to keep the guys motivated. I'm actually going to keep Abaga on despite his kind of massive drop in condition, just because he's playing so well. So we'll see what we can do with him in the side. He is booked, so the chances are I may sub him off kind of come 60 minutes, but I want to let him run out. We'll see what he can do here. No, my luck now, he's going to get sent off, and I'm going to be kicking myself that I didn't take him off sooner. But no, we're playing very well here indeed. Really impressive performance. I'm going to bring on Matty to play centre mid in the defensive role, move Watanabe to the more box-to-box role in the midfield. I'm not going to make any other changes at the moment. I'm pretty content with the team's performance. We have got some other players struggling for fitness. Kind of the crux of having 3 games in the space of a week. The World Club Championship. And then obviously this game and the Manchester United game. They've all been huge games for us. We've just hit the post there. Can Tanguy Horn get the ball back into the box? Maybe Watanabe can. Lee Wright buries it. 3-1. That should be the result in the bag. Time to make the changes. Let's get some fresh legs on. You can see here wing-backs struggling. But we're going to risk it with them. Going to bring on Payrod for Serra for the last 17 minutes. Just give Payrod the run out. Let him work some magic maybe. He's the kind of player who can come on in this kind of game and just have an instant impact on a game and really, just score for the fun of it. So, no, 3-1 is looking good. Look at the team performance. We've not been that dominant that 3-1 would seem fair, and they could easily score here. Keeper makes a good save. We're on the attack here, but we can't get the ball out. We need to get the ball out here. But as I was just saying, Payrod, he's the kind of guy who you can stick on for just a few minutes, and he's going to have an impact immediately. Great move there. What a goal that is. Wow, that is how to counter-attack people. Luke Shaw, the left wing-back, getting in on the action. That was a great passing goal. Payrod involved a lot. Another chance here. Maybe Carl Klaus almost grabbing another. 4-1. Wow, this has been a top performance considering the kind of lack of fitness of some of our players and the fact that, we rotated the squad a little. I gave some players who maybe don't always get a start a chance today. Kept the back three the same as well, which was an interesting decision, but we have got a chance here. Wow, that is a bad miss by them. A very bad miss by Condé for them. That should be the game, I hope. Maybe another goal left in it for someone, but at 4-1, I think we're home and dry here. This is a really big, and I can't say big any more times or I'm going to sound crazy, but a huge win for us. I can't stress this enough. They are top of the league. QPR, and we are dominating them. Payrod, what a finish, 5-1. QPR, you're top of the league. I'm not sure how they were doing it because their squad didn't look very good on paper when I was kind of looking at it earlier on. And maybe, just maybe they've met their match today against what is one of the best FC United and Manchester teams ever. Set piece almost goes in as well. We're dominating. Really, really good result. That will be the full-time whistle. We've come back from a goal down to win 5-1 there. Quality performance, quality goals. Lee Wright getting man of the match. Who obviously was the player who replaced Payrod to start, and he's had an instant impact there, and that just shows we don't need Payrod all the time. They've mixed things up. They're giving Lee Wright, the English lad, a run out, and he's done some great work for us. 5 different goal scorers. Lee Wright, the man, the pick of the bunch, I suppose. This guy, quality striker. I had someone comment actually the other day about how they wanted to see me use more English players, and if you've ever played FM and you're English, or in fact if you're any nation, you'll know that the Premier League is always tough, I guess, to have English players in the Premier League and be successful. So it's something I have been trying to do. You can see in our starting 11 we have 5 English players, including Scott Everington and Kyle Klaus, who are obviously youth prospects. And then in the reserves, we have quite a lot of English players. I don't think people quite realise how many English players we have in this kind of setup here, and a lot of players in the under-21s as well, which is good to see. I might do a rundown as well of this kind of reserve team in the next few episodes. If you'd like to see that, I'd probably do that. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But I mean, our team's looking really solid. Really happy with that performance. Quality win for us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a bit of a spontaneous one, just going on the fly, going with the flow. 3 fantastic wins for us. Winning 4-0 and 5-1 against Man United and QPR is pretty insane, and it puts us in a very, very good position to retain the title and really take this kind of challenge by the horns, I suppose. We are now in the dominant position. Got that game in hand, which is against Crewe, who you'd hope we can beat, but I guess time will tell. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed. I mentioned last episode that the next game would be against Arsenal. I'm a little bit hesitant to do that because it is so soon. The next update will in fact probably be the Chelsea game, and then we'll go with the flow from there. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this episode, as I already said. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. It does help me out, lets me know that you guys are enjoying the videos. As I said, let me know if you'd like to see the reserve team also, maybe in an episode. And other than that, guys, it is me, Jack. Thank you so much for watching as always. I will talk to you guys in a bit, and I'm out.